All right, Joe. So we gotta we gotta talk about this whole Kamala Trump debate thing. I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but it's back in the news because apparently there's news that Trump has decided that he is going to debate Kamala Harris. In fact, on September 4th. Now, why is this news? It's because in the past, Donald had basically dodged it. There was a bunch of headlines saying that he wasn't going to debate or that he's backing out of the September debate, and his excuse was, "Well, I agreed to debate Joe Biden, but now we don't know who the Democratic candidate is going to be. So it's really not fair for me to say that I'm going to debate unless I actually know who the candidate is." Now, all of that like just doesn't matter because before he said I'll debate Biden anytime, any place, and he already agreed to September 10th with ABC to debate Joe Biden. Now he's backpedaled on that. And if you want to see, if you want to see a 78-year-old guy do the moonwalk, look no further than his interview with Laura Ingraham on Fox. Let's check it out and then we'll discuss.
Unclear about whether you're going to debate or not. Will you commit tonight to debating Kamala?
So I like debating. I like debating. I've done a lot of debates, and I've won the debates. I think they say I won the election because of that. I don't mind. They were pushing for this early debate. I said, why do we want to do an early debate? It didn't make sense to me. It turned out I was right, but for the wrong reasons, right? I want to do a debate, but I also can say this. Everybody knows who I am. And now people know who she is. She's a radical left lunatic. She'll destroy our country. She wants open borders.
Then why not debate her?
Well, wait. But because they already know everything. She wants to defund our police. She wants no bail. She wants no cash. You kill somebody and we're going to release you immediately. They call it cashless. Cashless.
Okay, so this is like just another classic Trump, like he starts making a point and then he just goes completely off topic and starts making no sense. They call it cashless. But basically he's setting up the idea that like, well, I don't need to debate her because we already know everything about her. She's a radical leftist. She wants open borders. So kind of funny because he's sort of setting the stage for backing out of it. But at the same time, he says, I want to debate. I want to debate. He goes on eventually, like, well let's just watch because Laura Ingraham kind of pushes him a little bit here.
That's it. By the way, this has been a horrible thing for our country. This has been what I just said. But we know where she is. She wants high taxes.
Well, they're going to say you're afraid of debating her. That's what they're going to say.
Well, they said that with Biden, too. I was afraid. I did great with Biden, and I did great in every debate. I've had a lot of debates.
But you're winning on all the issues,
but,
right?
I'm leading in the polls by, I think, a lot. I don't know. I hear different numbers. But I'm leading in all of the polls. I'm leading big in all of the swing states.
By the way, that is not true. There's recent polling showing that Kamala Harris is actually picking up a lot of ground, and she's, in fact, beating Trump in a couple of the swing states. So, again, like facts don't matter. Trump is just going to say whatever he wants in order to push his message.
And I say this. The answer is yes, I'll probably end up debating. I think actually the debate should take place before the votes start being cast.
So yes, I will. In fact, I probably will debate her. Now, here's the thing that's so funny is that like he says that like anytime, any place with Joe Biden, then he backtracks and he starts, moonwalking away from the debate when it might be him and Kamala Harris on ABC and not him and Joe Biden on ABC. Now, let's be super clear. The Republicans and Trump especially really, really okay with running against a guy who can barely put a sentence together, Joe Biden. Now that it's going to be Kamala Harris, pretty much, it's pretty much decided, like it's not official yet, but she has all the delegates wrapped up. Now that it's going to be Kamala Harris, now he's sort of, I don't know if I want to do it on ABC, although he already agreed to it a couple of months ago. So, nothing spells like strength and confidence quite like, being real wishy-washy about who you're going to debate or whether or not you're going to debate. So
I had a very good second debate with Biden. I really beat him badly. The problem was 30-40% of the votes were already cast.
That's also revisionist history. He's talking about 2020. Everybody can agree that Trump lost that second debate because all he did was scream over Biden the entire time. And it was really a bad look for him because he wasn't able to, convince anybody by just interrupting constantly and screaming constantly. So everybody just thought he looked like an asshole, which he was. And it didn't help him. It actually hurt him. But his excuse is that like the votes had already started, and that's why it didn't. The second debate didn't matter.
If you're going to have a debate, you got to do it. I think before the votes are cast. I think it's very important that you do that.
Okay, so he's saying yes. I do want to debate. I want it to happen before the votes are cast. Now here's the funny thing. For what I just read, there's a news article says, this is oddly enough is from ABC. Former President Donald Trump has agreed to debate Vice President Kamala Harris on September 4th on Fox News, according to a post. I've agreed to Fox News with debate Kamala Harris on Wednesday, September 4th, he wrote on Truth Social. In the post, Trump claimed the ABC News debate scheduled for September 10th had been terminated in that Biden will no longer be the participant. However, the invitation to the ABC News debate, which Trump and Biden accepted in May, still remains open, and Harris said last week she would attend. Quote, Donald Trump is running scared and trying to back out of the debate he already agreed to and running straight to Fox News to bail him out. He needs to stop playing games and show up to the debate he already committed to on September 10th. Harris Campaign Communications Director Michael Tyler said in a statement, quote, the vice president will be there one way or the other to take the opportunity to speak to a primetime national audience. We're happy to discuss further debates after the one both campaigns have already agreed to. Mr. Anytime, Anywhere, Anyplace should have no problem with that unless he's too scared to show up. The Harris campaign has not accepted the Fox debate and no further details have been released. So, the reason why I think this is funny is that Trump is putting out on Truth Social that Fox is going to host a debate on September 4th between the two of them. The Harris campaign hasn't accepted that one. Of course, he's backing out of the September debate, the September 10th debate with Kamala Harris on ABC. And so I think this is going to be super funny. I think like the funniest scenario would be like Kamala Harris debating an empty podium on the 10th and Trump debating an empty podium where Kamala's supposed to be on the 4th on Fox. But what would be a super like boss move is if Kamala Harris decides to go on to Fox News and do the debate anyway, even though like there's no reason she should, but it would be a boss move if she went on to Fox to debate him and then he backed out of the ABC debate. Let's be super clear. Trump wants nothing to do with a debate where the moderators are not going to be super friendly to him and every question is not going to be framed from a right-wing perspective. He knows that Fox is going to be super friendly to him, which is why he's gone out and basically posted this and he's trying to like manifest it into existence is this, oh yeah, Fox News is going to host a debate on September 4th, even though the Kamala Harris campaign has not agreed to do that yet. So that part's funny, but Fox should not have the ability, they shouldn't have the privilege of hosting a debate. And I don't say that because like, I'm some liberal whatever. Fox settled for close to $750 million for lying on behalf of Donald Trump during 2020. So like everybody knows that mainstream media outlets have their bias. The Fox News bias is super bad. And it's completely apparent because like they had to settle $750 million. It was over $700 million lawsuit for lying about the election. So as bad as Trump may think ABC is, they're not that in the tank for the Democrats. So like I said, what I think would be a super boss move would be Kamala Harris actually going out and doing the debate on Fox anyway and just proving that she doesn't care and being actually anytime, anyplace, and then watch to see if Trump actually accepts the debate on ABC. I'd be surprised if he did. But like I said, he's scared. And let's be super clear. For anybody that, has a short-term memory, Trump backing out of the debates, I'm going to call it not that surprising. He backed out of every single primary debate for the Republican primary this year. He also backed out of a debate in 2016 because Megyn Kelly was going to be one of the moderators, and he said that he didn't want to do it because Megyn Kelly was very unfair to him, and she was, quote, bleeding out of her eyes and bleeding out of her wherever, right? So he's kind of, let's just call a spade. He's kind of a pussy. I mean, like, you know, if he doesn't like he doesn't like the setting, or he doesn't like the moderators or whatever, then he doesn't want to do it. And what's also super funny is that he went and did the CNN debate with Joe Biden, and he's come out and said that CNN was extremely fair to him and they were really great. And let's be real, the debate, they did not check him at all. I think part of the rules that the candidates agreed to was that the moderators were not going to do any kind of real-time fact checking. And so the reason that Trump thinks that CNN and Jake Tapper and Dana Bash were super, were super great moderators that time around is because they allowed him to lie constantly and be completely unchecked. And Biden just wasn't equipped to actually deal with how many lies Trump tells when he's like, where it's just like an unmitigated fire hydrant of bullshit. So that's why he wants Fox. That's why he wanted CNN, or why he liked CNN. Anyway, I'll be interested to see what happens if they actually do end up debating. I think that like the humiliation of Kamala showing up to Fox and Trump not showing up to ABC would actually be really dope. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see what actually happens. See ya.